Championships with a gold medal on parallel bars. Now Sean Townsend will have to defend that title. National champion Paul Hamm continues his successful run this year with a shot at gold on the high bar. He's got redemption on his mind after a fall in the finals in the all-around competition last year. And the always consistent Brett McClure rounds out this talented trio of Americans. On the ladies' side, we'll see if youth and exuberance can overcome the experience of the world's best gymnasts. 16-year-old Ashley Postel is in the finals on the balance beam. And 16-year-old Samantha Sheehan competes on the floor. It's the World Championships on ESPN. We welcome you to Debrecen, Hungary, where the locals have been experiencing the warmest weather in over 100 years. Debrecen, Hungary's second most populous city behind Budapest. And today, close to 7,000 rabid fans will pack Phoenix Hall for the 2002 World Gymnastics Championships. Chris Marlowe along with Bart Connor. The format focuses on individual apparatus competition, and our group of vaulters is outstanding.
It sure is, and the focus should really be on the two Chinese vaulters, Li Xiaopeng and Yang Wei. Also, Leszek Blanik from Poland has two vaults that score from a perfect 10-0 value as well. So it'll be an exciting final, but it's kind of like the lottery. Roll the dice and see who lands on their feet.
In the leadoff position will be France's Benoit Caranob, a 22-year-old.
First vault will be a handspring tuck double front. Oh, a little low in the landing. And that vault is judged from a 9.8 start value, and the men in the finals, they have to do two different styles of vaults. This is the handspring tuck double front. Not the best form, and he opens up a little early and has to come in and do a deep knee squat to pull the landing around. It's interesting, some gymnasts opt to do their easiest vault first, and some the most challenging. That is the more difficult vault for him, although this vault coming up is a 10-0 start value, higher level of difficulty, but for him it's easier. It's going to be a Sukahara pike double back position. Oh, nice. Almost. Just a little short.
So Benoit Caranob gets us off to a good start.
This is the typical Sukahara style vaulting, and he pikes it around into double back and opens up a little early, misjudges the landing. But once again, because of the difficulty rating of that vault, it's judged from a 10.0 as its maximum score value.
He was last year's world student champion on vault. 9.587. His total score 9.474. So a good start and a good score for the Frenchman. Here now is Li Xiaopeng. He was the 1999 world champion on vault, and he has some outstanding moves.
He certainly does. Both of his vaults will be scored from a 10-0 start value based on their difficulty. What's amazing is not only are these challenging vaults, but the execution and the form is impeccable. Oh, nice. Now that's a handspring front flip in the laid out position with 2.5 twists. It's called a yo. Because when you do it, you go, whoa! This is unbelievable. Watch the form in this handspring. Perfect. 2.5 twister, and he plants it down nicely. Very few gymnasts can do that vault and consistently land it as he does.
So Pang on 9.8. Wow. That is a very, very high score.
And it's going to get even better, Chris, because this next vault, he's the only gymnast in the world who does it. He's going to do a round off, half on, and a 2.5 twister off. Oh! Unbelievable. Now, he debuted this vault at the Asian Games this past summer. They'll name it after him because he's the first guy to successfully compete at this level. And he just drills it. Watch this round off on. I'm amazed that he can keep such good form. Look at that. Legs together nearly throughout the whole vault. Half on, 2.5 off. That is amazing. Once again, look at the pre-flight. Look at the form. How does he do it and manage to control that landing?
Li Xiaoping, he is going to be tough to beat. Total score 9-8-1-8. Well, we have women's competition coming up later. Let's check in with Bart.
Thanks, Chris. Now, today we'll see the competition for the women in the balance beam and the floor exercise. For the United States, on the beam is 16-year-old Ashley Postel. This is her first World Championship competition, and after a terrific job in the semis, she finds herself in first place going into the finals. But it's what they call new life. No scores carry over into the finals. Everybody starts with 0 today. Another remarkable story for the Americans is on the floor exercise. 16-year-old Samantha Sheehan. She was just 11th place at the U.S. Championships this year, and she was a last-minute selection onto this team, and she finds herself in first place going into the finals as well. So some surprising and amazing opportunities for the American women today. In the men's competition, we'll see the vault, the parallel bars, and the high bar. On the parallel bars for the U.S. is 21-year-old Brett McClure, who's in a field that is very tough, which includes, of course, the Olympic champion Li Xiaoping from China. He is certainly the heavy favorite there. On the high bar, Paul Hamm, the national champion, will compete representing the United States. And recently in a meet in Paris, he won an important gold medal at a World Cup with a similar field of athletes. The competition will be tough, and of course, high bar is always thrilling. This is another opportunity for the American men to win a gold here.
The crowd is alive here in Debrecen, Hungary. Li Xiaoping is our leader on vault, scoring high. But will he keep the lead? Because his countryman, Yang Wei, is on his way. Coming up next. 2002 World Gymnastics Championships continuing from Hungary. Chris Marlowe and Bart Connor. And here is China's Yang Wei. And he will have to go some to beat his countryman, Li Xiaoping.
But like Li Xiaoping, he has 2 vaults that are valued at a 10-0 start value. Watch this first one. It's a triple twister. Oh, that's nice. Sukahara in the laid-out position with 3 twists. Now we're seeing terrific vaulting here at these World Championships, and you might remember that this vaulting table is a big part of that. Remember the old days, you used to have a vaulting horse? Well, last year at the Worlds in Ghent, Belgium, that was the first time they used this vaulting table. And it's got a large surface area and allows the gymnast to get a better push, and mechanically it's a better advantage to doing more complicated vaults.
Nicknames for the table?
They call it a potato chip, or some people call it a tongue.
The big potato chip. The big one.
Here's another 10-0 vault. Just a little over-rotated on that Yurchenko pike double back. But based on start values alone, it's hard to beat the gymnasts from China because they come in here with 10-0 start values, and generally their execution is just impeccable. Here's the round-off, back handspring onto the potato chip, pike double back. He bends his knees a little bit throughout the rotation there, which will be a slight execution deduction. But the introduction of this new vaulting table has done wonders to help improve the level of difficulty and the safety of the vaults.
The total score 9-6-3-1. So Yang Wei in second place. And here is Yurnar Yurimbatov from Kazakhstan, his first vault.
Good looking vault, a Sukahara with 2.5 twists. Good form. It's hard to spot that landing, twisting forward like that. Pretty good push off the horse, not quite as high as the vaults of the Chinese gymnasts, but good control.
9.5. Remember, it's the 2 scores averaged together.
And a nice landing on that handspring front flip with 1.5 twists. But now that vault is only scored from a 9.6 start value. His form and execution is good. Great job on the landing. But unfortunately doesn't have the start value that some of the other Chinese gymnasts have shown.
9.3 for that vault, so you average that with a 9.5 and you get 9.4. Li Xiaoping is our leader. Yang Wei. And the Frenchman Carnot is third at the moment. So now, here is the Canadian Kyle Schufelt. A very good vaulter with his first vault.
You're going to love this twisting position. Watch how efficiently he twists that 2.5 twister. He has great mechanics on floor and vaulting. Not a very good all-around gymnast, but at these World Championships, it's all about specializing. Look at the body line. And he actually opens up before he finds the landing. Here's a good angle on that. Watch, 2.5 twists. And right there, he opens out to complete the twist. Good control.
If you're tuning in to see team competition, all-around competition, this is not for you. This is the 8 best in each individual apparatus. Here he goes again.
All right, now a nice vault, clean execution, but a low start value. That one is only worth 9.7 if done perfectly. I really like his mechanics and his style. He's terrific on the floor exercise as well. Watch how he twists with his arms way up by his head. It's almost like a diver's twist in a way.
He is the biggest star in Canadian gymnastics, and he gets a 9.4 on that vault and a total score of 9.512. Well done. Here is Leszek Blanik from Poland. Blanik, 25 years old. Married?
Only guy who does this vault in the world. Look at that. That's a handspring double front in the piked position.
Beautiful.
The vault is scored from a 10-0 start value. You talk about body-specific events. Look at this guy. He's built like a linebacker. He's solid, powerful. Really throws that up in the air. Good control on that landing. That is just amazing. Every other gymnast in the building goes, yeah, you go, guy. That's awesome.
Got a bronze in Sydney. 6th place in Ghent a year ago.
He'll need a good landing here if he hopes to challenge for a gold against the Chinese. Souk double. Oh! Looked like he had it.
He knows he was close. And the Chinese perk up.
Li Xiaopeng is going to get the gold medal today just because of that landing. Blanik popped it up in the air. The Sukahara pike double back. Look at how high he is. Just opens up a little early and misjudges the landing. Blanik was the one who said, competing in vaulting is like going to the casino. You got to get a little lucky on your landings. And that time he wasn't lucky.
So Blanik, a 9.575, pretty darn good. He gets the silver. Li Xiaopeng, his 2nd world championship on vault. Blanik gets the silver and Yongwei the bronze. Li Xiaopeng, a happy fella. Coming up, some Americans. Brett McClure on the parallel bars. Paul Halm on high bar. He is a flyer. And Ashley Postel on balance beam. Don't go away.
This is fantastic. This is one of the many thermal baths or spas found here in the Debrecen area. And each year, thousands of tourists come here to bathe in these thermal waters, which are thought to cure any number of ailments. Now, the temperature of the water is a little more than 94 degrees, and it's rich in mineral salts. It was discovered back in 1925 when they were doing oil and gas drilling operations here in the area. It feels good. What time I have to be back at the arena?
I could use some of those soothing waters right now.
Oh, yeah, good for the old bones, huh?
Chris Marlowe and Bart Connor. Women's balance beam on the way. Irina Yarotzka ready to go. Before we get to Yarotzka, though, Andrea Radikon, the reigning world champion, fell in semifinal action. What a shock.
It was a shock, and she went for a complicated move and fell off on it. A little bit sad for the gymnastic community because she has announced that this will be her last year of competition. She's only 19 years old. She's the reigning champion of the world on this event and the floor exercise, but has decided to hang up gymnastics. We wish her well.
So good a year ago, so that leaves us 8 finalists, and competition wide open here.
It sure is, but Horkina is here, and I'm expecting that she'll be solid on the balance beam. She made a mistake on the uneven bars in these world championships, and so she has a chance to redeem herself.
Irina Yarotzka. from Ukraine. Rotska is 17 years old. Hometown Kiev.
Interestingly enough, she says that Horkina is her favorite gymnast. Beautiful combination. Now the gymnasts have to show several special requirements on each apparatus. For the balance beam, they need to show a series like this of acrobatic skills. Nice connection, all three together. Earn her extra bonus points. They also have to show combinations of dance elements or dance and acro elements. A full turn, a leap of 180-degree split. And in the finals, different from the regular competition all around or team, they have to show a higher level of difficulty in the dismount. Really solid routine for the first performer.
So far, so good.
Just a little over-rotated on that 2.5 twister, but a nice exercise for Yarotska. This is a great combination. Back handspring to a move called an onodi to a side somersault. That onodi is named after Henrietta Onodi, the great Hungarian gymnast who is here in attendance watching the competition. A little bit of a bobble there on that combination, which will cost her a deduction. And a pretty clean 2.5 twister for the dismount.
Her score, 9-2-1-2.
She lost some bonus points for missing one of those connections for sure.
And now Svetlana Horkina set to go. Bart had mentioned that Horkina had some problems on the uneven bars, her specialty.
And this was really a shock. The two-time Olympic gold medalist and 5-time world champion fell off on a big release move and then missed her own move called a Horkina. So with 2 biffs, she placed 8th in the finals on the uneven bars and missed what is normally a guaranteed gold medal. So I expect she'll be pretty focused here. Oh,
Little bobble.
little shaky on the mount. A little shaky again on that dance-dance combination. If you have a deduction, you may not get the full value for each individual skill, and you'll lose the connection, which is bonus that the gymnasts are counting on.
I think you once told me, Bart, wobbles and bobbles can do you in sometimes.
Especially in the finals where it's going to come down to minor differences between the medalists and the ones who go home without anything. Aerial walkover. You know, she's just a little off. Normally she flows a little bit smoother. Even there on that simple pivot turn, just a little bit of a bobble. She hasn't seemed to be in her element at these World Championships at all. And she gave up a little on the dismount. That's not going to get a great score for Horkina. You know, she's had such an amazing career, but this year she's been working in the theater in Russia and kind of expanding her sights.
Got
and
a lot of other interests these days.
She does, and she's not necessarily focused as much on gymnastics as she has been in the past. And I think it's showing here. Just a little off, and even here, not quite finishing with the kind of polish that she normally does. And you can see here on the dismount, she's a little shorter rotation. And where she would normally fight, right here, she just gives in and takes the step. You know, the Russian media, they say that she's as graceful as a ballerina and as moody as a film star. Well, there's Horky.
Yeah, and obviously displeased by that routine.
But not phased a lot by it.
No, no. Up next, Romanian Wanaban, and before we see her routine, you have to remember that the greatest gymnast of all time was also a Romanian, and in an era where there were no 10s until 1976, and this routine, Nadia Comaneci.
Is so strong, and the move that she invented, a front flip on the high bar to a full twist. The crowd is on the edge of their seat, as they should be. Perfect form. Here she goes into a handstand. Watch this. Watch these two movements. Right to a handstand, two flanges to a handstand, and her dismount, front with a half twist, and a perfect landing. Who can explain her talent? Watch this. Two blind moves in a row, two back handsprings. Chris, not one break. Look at that confidence. And her double twist.
Oh,
Perfect.
sheer perfection. And there's a 7th 10 or perfect score for Nadia Comaneci.
Back in 1976, you could get 9 points for the content and execution of the routine, but a whole point was saved for general impression, which is thought to be too subjective. So in 2002, now content and execution is worth 8.8. To get bonus points of 1.2, you need to do extra difficulty or difficult combinations, making it less subjective and more quantitative. Does that make any sense?
Makes sense to me. And here is, Wanaban, a little trouble with her mount.
Chris, watch this combination here. Two back handsprings to a back flip with a full twist. She does it higher than anybody I've ever seen. And she can even do a 1.5 twister, which no one has yet competed in international competition. Now, back in 1976, that move would have been appreciated under the category of general impression. But now it's worth 0.4 of a point for doing that combination. Easier to quantify the value of a move like that, and easier to rank the good gymnasts from the great ones. If there is any criticism of the rules now, sometimes the judges lose sight of the beauty and the artistry because they're so focused on giving every individual move a point value.
After a slow start, Wanaban putting together a very nice routine.
You know, one aspect of this competition is the gymnasts are not allowed to warm up in the one-touch warm-up just before they go up on the beam anymore. So they're warming up in a back room, and they haven't been on this beam for an hour and a half or so from the general warm-up in the beginning of the competition. So it could open the door for some inconsistencies here. She was great through the routine, but she was a little shaky on the mount, as you mentioned. Here's where she had trouble. Layout on, and a big deduction. Almost had to grab the beam, which would be a major fault. But the rest of the exercise was just spot on. Good combination there. Dance to acrobatic movements. And the dismount, back handspring, the second one 2 feet together, to a tuck double back somersault. Solid.
Yeah, Wana really pulled it together after that first mount, 9.350. To think what her score might be. She is the leader. What the score might be with a perfect mount. So Wanaban has set the standard. We are going to come back. American Ashley Postel waiting in the wings. The balance beam is just 4 inches wide. And going up now, Yevgenia Kuznetsova of Bulgaria.
Interesting story about this young lady. She was a member of the Russian Olympic team in 1996. She competed and won a silver medal along with their team at the Olympics in Atlanta. But last year she emigrated to Bulgaria, was accepted onto their team, got citizenship, and already she's representing Bulgaria. 21 years old. Maybe she was no longer useful to the Russian program, but she can be beneficial to the Bulgarian program. It's not quite as strong. Good combination, a couple of little balance checks here and there. She had an error on one of her combination elements. Anytime there's a major error, you lose the connection as well as the value of the skill. That's a good combination.
She had an interesting comment after competing in the Atlanta Olympics. She was asked what was the worst thing about going to Atlanta. She said the crowd was the worst thing. The judging was the second worst thing. So she is opinionated.
Good pike double. Yeah, she hated going to Atlanta because there were 35,000 screaming fans screaming only for the Americans. And she's made a life for herself in Bulgaria now, and things are working out fine. At 21 years old, still competitive at the world level on the balance beam. This full twist straddle down in combination earned her bonus points. And a good solid pike double back, just short of rotation. You see her start value, 9.7, so the judges deducted for a missed dance-dance combination.
She's in fourth place at the moment. Now Russian Ludmila Yezheva will take to the beam.
She has to be considered a favorite to win the gold medal here. She is the class of the field in terms of difficulty in combinations. Watch this sequence here. 3 skills in a row, solid. She earns a ½ point bonus for stringing those 3 acrobatic moves together, and she fulfills one of those special requirements on the beam, an acrobatic connection. Oh, 1.5 twist. You don't see that. Jump, 1.5 turn. Very lovely. We keep talking about the rules often and the lack of creativity. Well, she has managed to come up with some really clever... Oh, no!
Wow.
Oh, that's too bad. I was just about to say how many unique, clever combinations she has come up with. And unfortunately, missed a big move there. A lot of falls today, a lot of bobbles. It's unfortunate she fell because she has the routine that could win the gold medal here.
Not going to happen for this year, though. So the door wide open.
She's had a lot of success on the balance beam in the past. She's the reigning European champion. Last year she was a silver medalist. But on that move there, it's called an Omelianchek, a back dive with a quarter turn to a handstand. Overarched it and fell.
So Yezheva gets an 8.975. Well, coming up next, American Ashley Postel. She's having a great year. Let's get to know this youngster.
Hi, my name is Ashley Postel. I'm 16 years old. I'm from Mitchellville, Maryland. I'm really excited to make the world team. It's such a big excitement for me. I had no idea that I was going to make it, and I'm just really proud right now. Beam's my biggest strength. More than any other event, I've done pretty good on that event, scored well and placed very well. I'm more mentally prepared than I used to be, and I don't shake as much as I used to, because I used to shake all the time. I just practiced more on it, gotten a lot better, added some more skills, and feel pretty prepared for it. I would really actually like to medal on beam, because I've gotten a lot of first place in international competitions, so I want to keep that going. The biggest thing, I think, is to be mentally and physically prepared, because if you don't have the strength, then I think it's hard to do what you have to do. This moment right now is pretty big for me. My friends think it's really cool. they're really happy for me too, and they think it's so exciting, and they all want me to come back with a medal. So hopefully I do.
Can Ashley Postel medal on the beam for the United States? Here we go.
She mentioned that she's not as shaky on the beam as she used to be. It'll come in handy today. Little nerves there on that first full turn. Nice combination. Front somersault to what they call a sheep jump. Those are connected. Now, the most important combination in her routine is a 3 acrobatic element sequence. And this is what she has added to her routine. It's coming up right here. Full twist back handspring, layout, nailed it. Oh, she's on now. After a little shakiness at the early part of the exercise, she seems much more in control. All she has left is a triple twist dismount. Oh, yeah. Hey. That was nice.
Now she will have to beat the score of Romanian Juana Bon on 9.35. Can she get a 9.35 or higher, and she'll have the gold medal?
There's your coach, Tatiana Periskaya. She knows it was a good set. Watch this combination. Front somersault, right to the sheep jump, and that, as long as the momentum is carried through, is connected. This was the critical pass. Finished it strongly. What power on this triple twist at the end. She knows she hit it nicely.
Score to beat, 9.35. She's got it! 9.537, can you believe it? Ashley Postel is the new world champion on balance beam. And Juana Bon clearly disappointed. But the American is the world champion.
And there's a big crowd of Americans on hand cheering her on. Great moment.
Ashley Postel, the United States, gold. Juana Bon, Romania, silver. Irina Yorotska, Ukraine, bronze.
Remarkable story here at these World Championships. 16-year-old Ashley Postel, when others were faltering, she was solid and nailed the most important combinations of her routine and finished with a big triple twist. Congratulations, Ashley. You said before coming into this competition you were going to wear the lucky leotard. Were you aware of how many gymnasts had fallen before you and the pressure out there?
I had no idea. I was the last one, so I was in the back warming up, so I had no idea what was going on.
When you stepped up to perform, did you sense that this could be your gold medal if you just delivered the routine that you could do?
I sensed it a little bit, but I had no idea that I could actually do it.
You put a new routine, a new combination in there. Were you a little apprehensive about that when you arrived at that part of your routine?
Yeah, I was a little nervous. I almost got a little shaky in the middle, and I thought I was going to stop, but I kept going and made it, so I was really happy.
A lot of people back home are proud of you. Would you like to say anything to your family and friends back home?
Just say hi, and thanks for supporting me.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Two Americans are on deck. The great Sean Townsend and his buddy Brett McClure. Parallel bars next. Sold out Funix Hall in Debrecen, Hungary. The men's parallel bars competition coming up. Here's Bart.
2001 was American Shawn Townsend's year. After winning the U.S. National Championships, he went on to win the World Championships, and for the U.S. it was their first gold medal at a Worlds in 22 years. But getting there wasn't easy. At last year's World Championships, Shawn Townsend was one routine away from an all-around gold medal and an historic moment for U.S. men's gymnastics. He arrived in Ghent as the U.S. national champion, but his hopes for an all-around world title were dashed when he fell on his release move. Not once, but twice. It was a profound moment of defeat for Shawn Townsend.
Going into the last event, I was first place at the Worlds, and I fell on the high bar. That was just devastating because that was like everything I've ever even dreamed of, to win an all-around title at the World Championships, and just for me to fall, it crushed me. I mean, I didn't know how to take it, and my coach was just standing there, pat me on the shoulder, and you know, just to see all your hopes and dreams, like something like that, something comes so close, but then right when you fall, it just all goes away.
But his job wasn't over yet. Shawn Townsend had 2 days to refocus and prepare for the individual apparatus competition, where he'd compete on the parallel bars. Shawn had barely slept for 2 nights, and then with the grit and determination of a champion, he put it all together for an almost flawless routine on the parallel bars. And in an emotional reversal of fortune, Shawn became a world champion and walked away with the gold medal.
Anything can happen in this sport, and I took all that anger and all that frustration out on the parallel bars, and sure enough, I came home with the gold. I've accomplished more than I ever thought I'd accomplish in this sport, especially after winning the individual gold. I thought my goal was just to get a college scholarship, and I've gone way past that. It'd be pretty cool walking in there knowing I'm world champion, but also be a little, you know, intimidating because I gotta stand up to that, you know, and not joke, I guess.
After a solid but not spectacular 9.337 in the qualifying round, Townsend made it to the semifinals, where he was first to compete.
Defending world champion Shawn Townsend for the United States. A big moment for him.
Now, only the top 8 will qualify to the finals from this semifinal round. This past year, Shawn had to make some pretty dramatic changes to the skills in his parallel bar routine. Some of the moves that he used last year to win the World Championships are no longer worth the same value, so he had to change some skills and rearrange some things. Pretty smooth to this point. Back toss, a little over. Oh!
A disappointing routine for Shawn Townsend.
Townsend's 9.075 actually tied him for 8th, but the tie-breaking procedure based on execution scores left him in 9th place and out of the finals. A big disappointment for Townsend and for the U.S. team. But there was a highlight. American Brett McClure did make the finals, and we'll see him perform on the parallel bars today.
So the top 8 on parallel bars, the field wide open, Bart Connor.
It is, but keep your eyes on the Chinese gymnasts, Li Xiaopeng and Huang Xu. They are the class of the field.
Brett McClure, the lone American. He is a hip, cool guy. Let's meet him.
The World Championships in Ghent was just an unbelievable feeling, just being on that podium, knowing I was a part of a silver medal team, and I know I did everything I could. I did my part. I felt like I really deserved it. There's definitely a lot of momentum, I guess, from the national team. Everybody's thriving off that silver medal, and they just want more because we had that taste of success, and we just don't want to stop. Individual world championships, it's tricky. I mean, you have to do something that really stands out. I do lots of routines that are very, very clean, and execution-wise is very good and consistent, but I don't have anything that really stands out. So that's what I'm going to try and work on these next couple of years. You're competing against specialists, and I'm an all-around gymnast, so Just these last 4 weeks since Nationals, I've been trying to get some new routines, something that's a little more consistent, a little more solid, and has some unique skills to it, you know, so I can shine and just do my best and see, you know, how far I can take it. I know what my routines are, and I'm going to try to hit it to the best of my ability. It's going to be difficult to medal. I'd love to do it, but I'm just going to concentrate on doing my gymnastics the best I can. And if I fall short of that, then I'll be disappointed.
American Brett McClure, definitely a dark horse for a medal, but hey, you never know.
He talked about adding some difficulty to his routines. Well, he has beefed up the difficulty to this parallel bar routine, and he's got a great sequence right here. These 3 moves in a row. Nicely done. And watch this third move in combination. Now, stringing all 3 of those moves together earns him about a point in bonus points just because it's a difficult combination. You heard Brett talk about being a good all-around gymnast. Oh, no, over on that handstand. Oh, that's unfortunate, because that was a great-looking routine. He added that combination, but made a mistake on the easy move. There's that pike double somersault between the rails from a giant swing. Look at his form and execution, always good, but right here on a simple move, just a pirouette into the rails, broke form.
The score for Brett McClure, 9-5-6-2.
And it could have been even better.
Yeah, it sure could have. All right, we're coming back. More on the P-Bars after this. 2 World Gymnastics Championships continuing. Chris Marlowe and Bart Connor. Here is Ilya Giorazza set to compete. He is from the country of Georgia. Not near Alabama, the country of Georgia.
He competed in the Olympics in '96 and in Sydney in 2000. He has a very cleverly designed routine. Watch this combination right here of 4 moves in a row. There's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Smooth form and good execution. He was a finalist on the high bar at Sydney. He's a real swinger, a very smooth rhythm. A little unlucky on that dismount, otherwise a good set. This is that great combination, front 1 1/4 to what they call a Kato hop, named after Sawao Kato, the great Japanese Olympic champion. He dumped this pike double back a little bit and unfortunately over-rotated. Got to stick those landings in the final.
Giorazza score 9-5-5-0. So that puts him in 2nd place. Brett McClure still our leader. Not by much, but he is the leader. Alexei Sienkiewicz is coming up next from Belarus. This figures to be very close competition for the gold.
Absolutely. He's got a clean routine here with some good combinations. We're still waiting to see the Chinese gymnasts come here, though. They just own the men's parallel bars. Those moves are called peach baskets. I don't know why. He did 3 of them, all from a variety of positions. Sienkiewicz has been in 3 world championships, the last 2 Olympics, and he was a member of the gold medal winning team last year from Belarus. They won the team gold at the Worlds.
A stuck landing, something that always impresses judges.
Last year he placed 5th at the World Championships on this event, so that was a nice exercise. He has good style and rhythm. You have to show a move like this where you do some type of element on a single rail facing sideways. And in this case, he does a glide on the side, as they call it, and pirouettes into the handstand. Great job in that pike double back landing.
Let's see what the judges are saying. Oh, the judges liked it a lot.
Yes,
9-7-1-2, and he takes over as the leader in the parallel bar competition. But wait a second, hold your horses, not so fast now. Here comes China's Li Xiaopeng. He has already won 1 gold medal here. On the vault, he got that one.
He's the reigning Olympic champion on this event. Watch the style and the power in these moves. See how smoothly he swings out of those double somersault type skills. This is a tough move right there. From an upper arm position, you have to show a skill from that position. The double back somersault, great. Look at the lift off the bars on that stutz and a drilled landing. Like a dart going into a dartboard. That's how you do it. Well, that guy's going right to first place with that.
He knows he's uncorked a big one there. Score to beat, 9-7-1-2. Alexei Sienkiewicz.
This is that move. It's called a Dimitrenko from a upper arm support. He does a double back in between the rails. And he follows up with a beautiful combination here. Healy to a front 1 1/4. And you just can't do a pike double back somersault any better than that. He kicks out and just plants it into the mat.
Big score. 9-8-1-2. So China's Li Xiaopeng takes over the lead. Alexei Sienkiewicz is in second. Brett McClure drops to third. Can the American hang on to the bronze medal? Stay with us and find out. Li Xiaopeng is our leader on parallel bars, but he will be challenged by Slovenia's Mitja Petkovsek.
You see there, he was the silver medalist at the European Championships on parallel bars this year. 2 years ago, he was the champion. He's got a great routine, impeccable form, and a very cleverly designed exercise. Those underbar skills are a requirement, as are skills above the bars and on the side like this. So he's filling all of the element groups that the judges are looking for. Watch this. Nice combination out to the end and then back into the middle. And look at how clean his body line is and good his form is.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
That could challenge Peng. That's going to get a number.
He didn't have quite the difficulty that Li Xiaopeng showed.
Well, that's certainly going to move him into medal contention.
Absolutely.
If he doesn't get Peng.
But you can hardly beat his execution. The toes are pointed, legs are locked out, and there was good rhythm throughout. Even though Peng did a more challenging routine, there were a couple of places where he was slightly off. But look at the form and the height there and the smooth swing out of those skills. Pike double back is almost as good as Li Xiaopeng, although Peng opened up a little bit before he landed it.
The score, yes, 9-7-8-7. Outstanding for Mitja. He moves into second behind Peng. And he is pumped up. Oh. He knows he's got a medal. As our last performer, Wang Shu, China, ready to go.
This guy could beat them all. He's got a tough routine. Watch this opening sequence. Peach basket to a piked bell, double back in between the rails from a giant swing. Man, he's aggressive here. Another double back somersault in the pike position, this one from upper arm swing. It's just hard to beat the execution of the Chinese gymnast, but he made a little bobble there, and that's going to cost him. He could have won the whole thing, but a little short in that handstand. Had to change positions of his hands, and each time you do that, it's a 1/10 of a point deduction. This is that giant to a tuck double back somersault. Very clean form and smooth rhythm swinging out. The pike double back over-rotated because he already knows he gave up the deduction in the handstand.
9-6-1-2. That's not going to be enough. And Li Xiaopeng is going to be the world champion on parallel bars. Petrovsek is going to get the silver, Sienkiewicz the bronze. Brett McClure is standing by with Bart.
Well, Brett, how do you describe your first experience in the finals of the World Championships?
Man, it was intense. I mean, I was just happy to be out on the floor. Thought I'd upgrade the routine and try something a little more difficult. Never done the routine before, but I made it through. And obviously, from the finals, I mean, you had to stick the dismount or you were out. So, I mean, it was just a good experience. Good to be on the floor with the best guys in the world.
Now, you're well known as a solid all-around gymnast, but not necessarily a specialist. This is a little different league.
Oh, man, it's much more intense, but I kind of like it. I mean, you only have to prepare for 1 or 2 events and go out there and do the best you can on those. But, you know, it's fun to get all different kinds of experience, and definitely I'm going to improve on this.
How do you take this and build on this for the next year's World Championships?
Well, this is just a great experience for me. It's the first time I've felt this kind of pressure, especially individually. So next year will just be a walk in the park. It'll be in our own turf, and, you know, it's just going to be a blast.
Congratulations.
Thanks a lot.
Still to come, women's floor exercise, Samantha Sheehan. Ready to rock next.
This is the magnificent Calvinist Great Church in Kossuth Square, right in the heart of Debrecen. This neoclassical structure was built in 1821 and is considered the most important historical building in the city because it is not only the symbol of Calvinism, but in 1849, the Hungarian Parliament delivered the Declaration of Independence from the Habsburg Empire right here.
Hey, how about that? Did you know that, Mr. Marlowe?
I didn't, but now I do. We're continuing with women's floor, but before we do, how about a couple of other Americans that did not make it to the finals? We start with Guard Young.
Now, every country had the opportunity to put up 2 athletes on each event to try to qualify for the finals. Guard Young competed on the floor exercise. He had a clean routine going, but he botched the dismount, unfortunately, and didn't make it into the finals in this event.
Guard, that was an intense floor exercise semifinal, among the best in the world. Tell me your attitude as you stepped there to do that routine.
Well, they kept us in the back gym, so we really didn't know what was going on until we walked out on the floor ready to compete. And I walked out there and looked up on the scoreboard, and here we had 9.5 was the lowest score. I just really kind of, you know, it really intimidated me, and I thought, well, I might as well just go out and try my best. Struggled on the dismount a little bit, but I was in the air going, I got to stick, I got to stick. Was a little short. Normally, I would just be happy with the small hop, but I knew I had to give it everything I had, so.
And how about Taryn Humphrey?
Well, she did well. She did 2 strong vaults. First one was the Yurchenko with a 1.5 twist. And a solid landing. The second vault was performed cleanly as well, but she finished up in 9th place and just missed a shot at the finals on that event. On the floor, her tumbling was great, except this one shaky landing. She's well known for beautiful dance and presentation. She finished with a nice triple twist, but once again, just finished out of the finals.
Taryn, how'd you feel about your performance today on the floor?
I didn't have the greatest performance, but I tried to keep going, and I just got dealt a bad hand this time, so.
Well, you were just short of the vault finals and just short of the floor finals, but this had to be a growing experience for you as an athlete, and perhaps looking to the future, this could be beneficial.
Yeah, just making the World Championships is a big deal, and hopefully next time it'll be more experienced and more confident.
We are now ready for the finals in the women's floor exercise. One of the competitors, Danielle Hippolito from Brazil, one of 8. And the big surprise here, Samantha Sheehan of the United States, qualifying first into the final.
She's a powerful tumbler. We'll see if she can hold up under the pressure today.
Of course, scores do not carry over, so you have to uncork your routine in the final if you want to get gold, silver, or bronze.
Hippolito certainly has that potential. Last year, 4th in the all-around at the World Championships, and a huge moment for her country, winning the silver medal on the floor exercise at the Worlds. And last year, she was named the Brazilian Female Athlete of the Year as a result of her success there. Good double layout to start. All right. Strong performance. She's a little unlucky to go up first. Scores tend to be tight, and they build later on. There's her coach, Oleg Ostapenko, the former Ukrainian coach who moved to Brazil and has helped revolutionize their program down here. Double layout here at the beginning. Watch, she lands like on the balls of her feet. Ooh. Talk about strong ankles. She managed to control the landing, but a few of the landings were a little shaky and a little under-rotated. When she steps back like that, a slight deduction. I'm not sure they gave her all the value of her dance moves as well.
No, 9-2-3-7 for Danielle Hippolito. Now Romania's Wanaban, who got a silver on balance beam. Now she goes on floor.
Oh, there's a nice double layout. Solid landing. She's out of bounds. Too much power.
A lot of good in that routine.
It's so much power and excitement.
Yep.
Unfortunate that she went out of bounds. Take a look at this whip, back handspring, pike double back somersault. She's tiny. She's not even 5 feet tall, and yet she has so much power. She just flew right out of the area. Here's that Arabian double front, solid landing. She's had a good World Championships, already got the silver medal on the balance beam.
Bond 9-2-7-5, and that's good enough. She is our leader. So just as she did on balance beam, Wanabon taking the lead early. She wasn't able to hold on there. And here comes Oksana Chusovitana from Uzbekistan.
Beautiful double layout mount. Watch this second pass. Full twisting double, the full twist and the second flip. Such a remarkable story. This 27-year-old gymnast, three-time Olympian, world champion on this event 11 years ago, which never happens in women's gymnastics to have a career that long. And right now she has a lot of concern in her mind because her 3-year-old son, Alisher, is dealing with leukemia, is going through treatments this week as we speak, in fact, in Germany. Chances of him recovering are very good as long as he can get nearly a year's worth of chemotherapy. Oksana would like to be with her son, and I spoke with her earlier, and she said, I'd like to be with him, but this is how I make my living, doing gymnastics, winning medals and winning prize money. As soon as these championships are over, she'll go right back to Germany to be with her son. And maybe she'll bring a medal home for him to see as well.
Got a chance.
Solid finish. Just drilled that pike double somersault. There's her coach, Svetlana Kuznetsova. She's relieved with that performance, but unfortunately, she's not going to get the value of some of her dance elements. The judges are very strict. She's a real power tumbler, but generally, she doesn't get full difficulty for the dance skills. Look at the height on that double layout, the highest one in the competition. But she botched a couple of turns and combination dance elements, which will hurt her potential score here, unfortunately.
And normally the floor exercise is an apparatus that yields high scores. And
you see a 9.5 start value.
Yeah, 9.137, so that puts her into third, and the crowd is booing, and quite frankly, they can't believe it. Coming up next for the United States, Samantha Sheehan. Can she get into... One of the big surprises here at the World Championships, the performance of Courtney Kupets, the American, winning on uneven bars.
She really popped a spectacular routine with great combination skills and beat the world's best, including Horkina.
Kupets gets the gold. And then how about her pal, Ashley Postel, on balance beam, the new world champion.
Postel also beefed up the level of difficulty in her routine, adding this sequence there, and that helped her clinch the gold.
Here's Bart Carter with USA Women's head coach Marta Caroli.
We really didn't set a goal for a medal. We wanted to have a very nice presence. This is one of the steps in our way toward the 2003 World Championship, and I think we fulfilled the goal. We wanted to give a chance to the young generation, and in a long range, we think we will have a great result in 2003 and 4.
Samantha Sheehan, she just made her first U.S. national team at the 2002 U.S. Gymnastics Championships in Cleveland. Here she is.
Hi, my name is Samantha Sheehan. I'm 16 years old. My hometown is Villa Hills, Kentucky. I was very surprised to be named to the team. At the last camp, I came in and I did my job, I did my routines, but the thing that I had lacking was international experience. I've never been out of the country, so it was kind of an outside chance. I think my hard work is one of my greatest strengths as well. I'm very strong, physically and conditioning and stuff, and I'm very persistent about, my goals and wanting to accomplish them. I haven't really changed anything in my routines, really. The only thing that I have changed is like the excellence of my routines, performing them with no deductions, and so that's the only thing that I think I've changed is my approach of how well my routines are looking. This means a lot to my career. I haven't been around much in the past, like a big name or anything, so to be named to this world team is just over and beyond of what I thought I could achieve at this point in my career. When you come to something like this, you always feel like the pressure of, you know, representing your country, but you just have to keep it in perspective and, you know, enjoy yourself. I'm feeling really confident and ready to go and represent the United States.
Sheehan, the top qualifier from the semifinal round, and here she goes. Can she win a medal?
It's an amazing story. She was only 11th in the all-around at the U.S. Championships, barely made the national team, and here she has a chance. Good start. Oh, out of bounds. Remember, going out of bounds is only a 1/10 of a point deduction. Still has a shot at a medal here if she can complete the rest of this exercise cleanly. She is a tumbler. She can really get off the floor. Beautiful triple twist. Here's a young lady who a couple of years ago had a torn Achilles tendon.
She says her gymnastics role model is Shannon Miller. That's good. Good enough, Bartana, for a medal?
It looks like it to me. See what the judges do with some of her dance combinations. But her coach, Mary Lee Tracy, said she's had so many great champions in her gym. This young lady has the best work of anybody she's ever worked with. She's so self-motivated. Here's that 2.5 twister to a front full tucked and right out of bounds. You lose a 1/10 of a point. It's a good angle to see it from overhead. Now she overdid it just a little bit. Nice height on that pike double back at the end of the routine, slightly over-rotated.
9.325. She is the leader, and she is going to win some kind of a medal. She's going to get a medal. Now, what color, we don't know yet. We'll be back to find out. Chris Marlowe back with 1984 Olympic gold medalist Bart Connor. Floor exercise has 2 remaining participants. Here is Verona van der Leur from the Netherlands. Right now, the American. And, of course, that is Samantha Sheehan. She has the lead. She's in position for a medal.
Good control on that second landing. Van der Leur had a disappointing World Championships last year. 4 opportunities to win a medal and didn't win any at all. With the Dutch team, the all-around, the bars, and the vault, missed out every time on getting a medal. Maybe she can get one here today.
Great all-around gymnast. She was the 2001 all-around champion in Holland.
Oh, and she's out of bounds on the same combination that Samantha Sheehan went out of bounds on. We first saw her a couple of years ago at the Junior European Championships in Paris and noticed her enormous potential. Perhaps her day will come, but she has been unlucky so far in World Championship competition. Nice finish, whipped it triple full. There's her coach, Frank Lauder, who's done a terrific job with the Dutch women's team.
Now Sheehan had a 9.325 So that is the score to beat as we watch one more time.
I really like Vandeleur's variety of tumbling skills. Good, powerful front tumbling and back tumbling. Here's that 2.5 twister to a front full, almost identical to Sheehan, and went out of bounds as well. She finished with a big whip to a triple full. Great bonus. And she makes it all the way around. That should be a medal today. I don't know if it... There you go.
9-3-5-0. So she is the leader. That drops Samantha Sheehan into the second position. So she's now got a silver or a bronze, depending on what happens with Yelena Gomez. So our final competitor on floor exercise, and Samantha Sheehan waiting, hoping. She's got a medal, but hoping for the silver now.
It's interesting because Gomez is not as powerful of a tumbler as Vandeleur or Sheehan, but she's got the whole package. And she stays in bounds on the pass that the other two missed. That may be the difference right there. It's funny, the other two ladies are slightly taller and they went out of bounds. Perhaps her being so short
maybe
is an advantage here. Nice triple twist. Now watch this here, a quadruple turn. She's the only gymnast in the competition who performed it. The crowd, a very knowledgeable gymnastics crowd, appreciates moves like that. Should be a pike double. Oh, a little short.
That is a dynamic routine. Elena Gomez. It will get her a medal. Which one? Maybe gold.
I think we're looking at the gold medal there. Jesus Carballo, the head coach of the Spanish team, feels pretty confident. This is that triple twist. It's important to make it all the way around, and she does it cleanly. The end of the routine, she's running out of gas here a little bit. Pike double back, not as high of tumbling as we saw from some of the others, but she fought hard for that landing, and she got the all-important dance skills.
She's got the gold. 9-4-8-7. That is a gold medal and a world championship for Elena Gomez. Verona Vandeleur gets silver, and Samantha Sheehan, United States, ends up with a bronze. We are getting ready for the medal presentation. When we come back, we'll talk to Sam. Don't forget, Paul Hamm coming up a little bit later. Can he medal? Another opportunity for Paul Hamm.
Built in 1865, this romantic-style building is known as the Csokonai Theater. It's named for the revered Hungarian poet Vitéz Mihály Csokonai. It is adorned with the sculptures of the Muse of Tragedy and the Muse of Dancing. Many celebrated Hungarian artists started their careers here in this facility, which hosts theatrical, opera, orchestral, and festival productions year-round.
Well done, Bart. Your pronunciation is outstanding.
Vitéz Mihály Csokonai, come on, man.
Competition on the high bar coming up. France's Cedric Gill to lead off. But first, here's Bart Connor with Samantha Sheehan.
Samantha, congratulations. 11th place at the U.S. Championships this year. A last-minute selection to this team, and you bring home a bronze medal. How important is this to you in your career?
Oh, it's everything to me. I mean, even being here is really great. Making semifinals is awesome. Finals is just extra, and medal is just so much more.
Now, you went out of bounds. You were sort of overcharged, perhaps?
I guess you could say that. So I'd rather go out of bounds than fall down. So it's better to have too much energy than not enough.
Well, congratulations on your bronze medal. It was a great moment.
Thank you very much.
And our congratulations to her. A job well done. Cedric Gill will start things off here. He's 24 years old. And this is one of his favorite events.
I love to watch the high bar finals at the World Championships. Just the best in the world, only the top 8 going for the hairiest moves. This is going to be great. Watch this combination here. Full pirouette. Hop, full pirouette to a release move with a full twist. Nicely done. There's good flexibility in the shoulder joint, so we can do those inverted giant swing positions very easily. Not a bad start. Let's take a look at this combination. This is a front somersault laid out with a full twist from this inverted giant position. It's called a Pogorelev, invented by the great Russian gymnast. Only a slight form break there. Double twisting, double somersault with nice toe point. But we're going to see hairier routines coming up, so that was solid. But it's going to take more than that to win these World Championships.
9.675. A very good score for Cedric Gill. Next up, from Belarus, Ivan Ivankov, a very familiar name in the world of international gymnastics.
And Ivan was telling me before the competition that he had to upgrade the level of difficulty in this routine. And so his first release move, this is the first time he's tried it at the Worlds. It's going to be a double over the bar with a full twist. It's called a Coleman, but this is the first time that Ivankov is going to attempt this move at the World Championships. Here it comes. Nice.
Got it.
He's got one more coming up. This one in a laid out position without the twist. Such an amazing story. Two-time world all-around champion. Tore his Achilles just before the '96 Olympics in Atlanta. He was a favorite there, and yet he came back to win his second world all-around title the year later.
Wow.
After a torn Achilles tendon, and he can still make landings like that.
Not going to see a prettier routine than Ivan Ivankov.
And that's a good point. He's really all about style. A little sloppy here in the execution of this new move for him. Right there, a couple of little form breaks. But as always, good rhythm. And here's another one of those double-doubles laid out. Good finish.
Big points for Ivankov, 9-7. And he is our leader.
Happy with that performance. I think he's waving to his wife Susie there back home in Minsk.
Japan will send up Isao Yoneda. Born in Kyoto. Began training seriously at the age of 7, 25 years old now.
Seeing a lot of these hairy release moves. He's going to do another one of those doubles over the bar. It's called a Kovacs, invented by a great Hungarian gymnast. That one in the pike and partly laid out position. Nicely done. Now he'll get a lot of bonus points from pirouetting skills like this, in combination. In and out of these inverted giant swing positions where their wrist is twisted. Again, same dismount and same landing as Ivankov. Solid.
Must be stick him on that mat. Yoneda hits the landing. Sensational routine.
Very nice execution in that Kovacs over the bar.
Yoneda hoping, and he gets a 9.662. Very good. That moves him into second place. So he has a chance for a medal. What about the American Paul Haum? This is his last chance. Vlasios Matas, a familiar name in international gymnastics, the reigning world champion on high bar.
And boy, Chris, he has a great routine. And if he goes for the dismount that we think he's going to go for, it'll be a triple twisting double layout. He's one of the few guys in the world who will risk this in competition. Big release move coming here. It's called a Pagan. Double front with a half over the bar. Oh, nice. It's important that all of those pirouetting skills finish as close to the handstand as possible to not earn deductions. Here's the triple double. There it is. It happened so fast, it looks like all the other dismounts, just a double twisting double. But he cranks one extra twist in. Here's that move called a Pagan. Double front with a half. Interestingly enough, Pagan is in the competition. He'll be coming up next. And the dismount, see if you can count him. He just cranks triple twists and two flips.
A very flashy performance for Vlasios Matas, 9.725, the leader. He is in position to win his second straight world championship, and that will drop Ivankov into second place at the moment. Still to go, though, from Slovenia, alias Pagan.
And here's the guy who invented the move, the double front flip with a half twist over the bar. And he has another release combination in this routine, 3 releases connected. Longtime finalist on the high bar, but very inconsistent. Oh, nice. That's the Pagan.
That works for me.
There's 1, 2. Here comes the third. Beautiful release sequence. Nice form. After these pirouetting skills, he should crank it up and go for a triple back somersault. Nice exercise so far. See if he can make the landing. Oh!
Almost. That might be the difference between the gold and the silver.
You know, you can see it in his face. And he drilled that triple back somersault. The gold was his for sure. Now it's in the hands of the judges. And you never know what's going to happen in that case.
The Pagan fans chanting, trying to up that score.
There's the Pagan. Beautiful execution there. The triple release combination, those are called reverse hacks, where he goes back across the bar, and the third one stays on the same side of the bar. Back somersault with a half twist. Nice execution. Here's the triple. This is the thing he needed to stick to win the gold outright. The hop may cost him.
9.7 9.7, so he did not get quite enough. You were right, Bart. He needed to hit that landing, and he is tied for second. So right now, Vlasios Maras is in command, and there's only one man left who can beat him. American Paul Hamm, his final chance at a medal. Paul Hamm chalking up. He is the USA national champion, and now he has a chance to win a world championship. 2002 has been a career highlight for 20-year-old Paul Hamm. The Wisconsin native fulfilled a lifelong dream this past October when he enjoyed the biggest victory of his career so far, earning him the distinction of being this year's U.S. national champion.
Winning national championship has been a dream of mine since I was a little kid, and to go up against five-time national champion Blaine Wilson and defeat him was just awesome.
Right now, his career is on a roll. He was a member of the U.S. men's team that made history by winning a silver medal in the team competition at last year's World Championships.
What I took away from Ghent probably would be just the confidence. I know that I can place that high in the future because I've almost done it in the past, so I know that I can be one of the top all-around gymnasts in the world.
Not only was he a part of the history-making men's team, but Hamm found himself in third place in the all-around competition as he entered the final event, the high bar. In the team competition, he nailed his routine, but on his first release move, he fell. He continued on, only to hit and cut his lip on the bar, ending any hopes of a medal.
When I hit my lip on the bar, I really can't think too. I couldn't think too clearly at that point. I was just trying to get off the bar and done with my routine, and then I was just in so much pain, and they had to stitch my lip up. I don't really feel like that was my time to win. I think later on it might be a better time for me. I feel like I'm in really great shape right now. My routines are going really well, and I think I contend with the best people in the world. My goal for this individual world championships is I really want a medal on one of those 3 events that I'm going to be competing on. And of course, a gold medal wouldn't be bad either.
So American Paul Hamm set to go. He's got to have a big effort and a nearly flawless routine.
And Chris, he can do it as he gets a lift to the bar from his coach, Stacy Maloney. He's got 5 release moves in this routine. The first one comes up right here. It's a double over with a full twist. Nice. This next combination will be 4 releases in a row. More releases than anybody else in the competition. Oh! Oh, he had it right on his fingers. Here's the release sequence. The third one looks like he's setting up to get ready for the fourth, and he's pushing it back, and he just misjudged it a little bit. Hard to believe. Almost the same story at last year's World Championships when he had a shot at the gold, and it just slipped out of his grasp. Oh, that's a shame. And he's beaten all these guys recently in a meet in France at a World Cup event. He beat the best in the world, so he has the potential.
So Paul Hamm on track after this fine release move early.
Absolutely, and this combination here, the only guy in the competition at the finals here doing 5 releases.
Is that too hard a skill, do you suppose?
No,
to
and
put
it's
together?
something as easy for him to do. I think he just misjudged it. Perhaps he was thinking ahead of the 4th skill instead of finishing the 3rd one.
So Paul Hamm is going to finish in 7th place. The gold medal in the World Championship title goes to the Greek Vlasios Maras. Ivan Ivankov and Alias Pagon share the silver. They march out to award the medals. Let's head down to the floor. Bart Connor is with Paul Hamm.
Well, Paul, you've had a great year, the national champion, and you made 3 event finals here, but you came up short of the medals. How do you assess your performance in these World Championships?
The first couple days I was really happy with my performance, and I was really happy with my floor routine, but the pommel horse routine and high bar routine I did in finals were not my best, and I had some mistakes.
How do you assess this type of competition? Individual event finals only. You can't come here with just average routines. You have to go for all the hard stuffs, and that's one of your characteristics.
Yeah, I knew coming into this meet that I was going to have to throw everything in my routines. I couldn't hold back at all. So that's what I did, and it could have paid off, but it didn't.
Vlasios Maras receiving his gold medal, and congratulations to him. Li Xiaoping gets 2 golds along with Maras. And on the women's division, Ashley Postel, Elena Gomez, balance beam and floor.
This was an incredible World Championships. Li Xiaoping, double medalist. The American men finished out of the medals, and yet the American women surprised everybody with 2 gold medals and a bronze out of 4 events at these World Championships. Ashley Postel beat the best in the world on the balance beam, including Yezhova and Svetlana Horkina and the Romanian Juana Ban. Li Xiaoping showed why he's also the reigning Olympic champion on the parallel bars with a clean finish. And it was the combination of powerful tumbling and lovely dance skills that earned tiny Elena Gomez the gold on the floor.
This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. For more, log on to ESPN.com. For Bart Connor, I'm Chris Marlowe. So long.